Hatha Yoga. So this is a very common term. If you go to any teacher, they say that we are teaching Hatha Yoga. And nobody shall be teaching Raja Yoga. If anything, you can see that Hatha Yoga classes. So what is this Hatha Yoga and what is its origin, history, and everything we are going to see. See the origin. Hatha Yoga is a science of body purification. It is also the science of awakening the pranic energy. It is the origin of Hatha Yoga is found in Tantra Yoga, 7,500 years yoga. See, if you see, yoga is a part of Tantra. What we have, we see any puja says yantra, mantra, and tantra. You know what is mantra? Mananan trayate iti mantra. Means which controls the mind is known as a mantra. There is one more wing called as tantra. We call them as tantrics. And Hatha Yoga is a origin is found in Tantra Yoga. See, development in 6th century AD to 15th century AD. Generally, what is this Hatha Yoga is found? Generally, you can see the North Yogis, they're called, we have two paramparas, Nath Parampara. So every Nath Yogis has come from the northern tradition, we call it as. The founded by the great sage Masendranath and Gorakshanath. Matsyendranath and Gorakshanath. See, Matsyendranath is a sage and his disciple is Gorakshanath. Wherever you see, you can see the Gorakshanath and his disciple Smatmaram. You can see Gerenda, Muni. So these all are called as Nath Yogis. You can see Matsyendranath, Gorakshanath. So generally it's ended with Nath. Generally, I think we have 64 Nath Yogis. The very famous Nath Yogis are there. The purpose of Hatha Yoga is Raja Yoga. It's very simple. What he has given, the purpose of Hatha Yoga is to Raja Yoga. Is Raja Yoga. To attain the Raja Yoga, we are doing Hatha Yoga. It's just like, see, if you want to go for engineering, you have to do MPC. If you want to go to MBBS, you have to do BPC. Right. To achieve that, we are doing this. And it is called as, in the text only itself, they have mentioned Hatha Yoga is a staircase for Raja Yoga. The ultimate aim is to the Patanjali's Raja Yoga. What is Raja Yoga? Self-realization, Kaivalya, Moksha, liberation. What is the aim of this? Why we are doing yoga? What is the ultimate aim? To get the liberation, Moksha, whatever you call it as. We'll see the history. There are several texts. Like Hatha Yoga Pradipika, we'll take it as a standard text. The first text, standard text we take in the Hatha Yoga is Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which is written by Swami Smatma Ramasuri. Next, Gerenda Samhita or Sanhita, Sage Gerenda, and it's a conversation between the king Chandra Kapila and the sage Gerenda. Goraksha Samhita, Goraksha Sankat, by the Gorakshanath, he is the guru of Svatmara. Shiva Samhita, unknown, Hataratnavali, Srinivasa Bhatt, Yoga Taravali, Adi Shankaracharya. You have, there is Vasishta Sanhita is there, Yoga Bija is there. There are many other texts of Hatha Yoga. So the main text is Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gerenda Sanhita. Even there is Sit Siddhanta Paddhati also. One more text. Very, it is all are very important Hatha Yoga text. But as of now, the very prominent or the important text, we take it as Hatha Yoga Pradipika, the base. Then we have the Gerenda Sanhita. Then we go with Rataratnavali. Then we'll go with the other text. In the syllabus, you have Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Gerenda Sanhita. So meaning definitely.
What is page number in the book?
Sorry?
Page number in the book?
2.4. 102. 102.
What is the meaning and name? See, Hatha, the science of the body or mind balance. Generally, it is a combination of Hakara and Ha and Ta. Ha means sun. Ta means moon. It is a balance between Ha and Ta. What is this? Pingala and Ida. Then what happens if these are balanced? Then the third channel will activate, that is called as Sushumna. Okay. What is this Ida and Pingala? They say moon energy and sun energy. One will say this is physical energy, this is mental energy. So it's a balance of physical energy and mental energy. And it is a balance of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. See, right one is sympathetic, left one is parasympathetic. It's a balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic. It is a balance of masculine and feminine energies in the body. Can we say? Here, I will introduce a concept called Ardhanarishwara. Have you listened anything about this? Ardhanarishwara. Who is he? Lord Shiva. Generally, any science or anything, it's originated from Shiva, we know it. What is the meaning of this Ardhanarishwara? Right, he'll be like Shiva, and left side is Parvati. And if you see, if you have observed it perfectly, the Ardhanarishwara, the right body is connected to the left brain. Left side, whatever is there, is connected to the right brain. So what is this right one is called as Pingala, and it is related to the Sun Tattva, or it is related to the masculinity. So your right body is a Shiva. And this right part or this Pingala is connected to the left brain. If you see in a paralytic patient, if right side of the brain is affected, you'll get paralysis on the left. If left brain affected, you'll get on the right brain. How? And you see, left side is Parvati, the feminism, and it is connected to the right brain. Right. It's nothing but, see, it's a symbolic representation of our human body. If you see, it's a beautiful concept explained in it. The Shiva and Parvati is nowhere. The every quality of Shiva and Parvati is there within us. If you see, some male will be little bit like female because of domination of feminine characters in them, or some females will be like a male because of domination of masculine characters. See, everybody has this male and female characters. So Ha and Ta. So then the balancing of this is yoga. That's why if you see, always the Shiva will be in Ardhanarishwara form. It's a symbolic representation of us. It's a human body. What is there on the right side? What are the qualities? What is the behavior? And how it is connected to brain? Why only the Parvati is on the left side? Why can't be the right side? Because it is a parasympathetic moon. We represent moon and everything with the feminine qualities. And sun, heat, everything, this depends with the masculine qualities. Even male can have it, female can have it. One is dominated, they will be in the dominated. What we have seen? Vritti sarupyam itaratra. Now you got connected. Why this? What is this vritti sarupyam itaratra? So they will establish in their vrittis. But we never seen Ardhanarishwara in this type of concept. But generally we know what is Ardhanarishwara, but it's a scientific explanation of human body. About sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, how it is connected to it. When this both are balanced, then the third channel called as Sushumna will be activated. Here see the prana, vital energy, life force, energize body and mind. Nadi is a pranic energy channel or the passage. See, they may ask what is Nadi means. It's a pranic energy channel or the passage. What is prana? It's a vital energy, life force, energize body and mind. Ha, Pingala Nadi or the sun principle. Ta means the Ida Nadi or moon principle. Hatha means balancing between the Pingala and Ida. Means the sun principle and the moon principle. See here, Pingala, right nostril, sun, main principle, physical represents body. Ida, left, moon, female, mental, represents mind. In simple, if you have any blockages in the right nostril, it leads to some physical problem. In physical body, you will have, if it's dominated, see, I'm not saying it's, when it is dominated, proportionately you'll have that problem. When left is dominated, you'll have some blockage in the mind. It may be a psychic blockages will be there. See, simply by understanding somebody's nostril, we can tell what is their problem. This is explained in Swara Yoga. One of the beautiful branch of yoga, Swara Yoga. If you get time, I recommend you to read it. See, the word Hada is a Sanskrit word which is a combination of Ha, sun, and Ta, moon. Sorry, Satha. And which is itself is a union of the opposites, qualities associated with the sun or the heat, masculinity, and effects. Qualities associated with the moon or a coolness, femininity, and the surrenderance. See, they are here describing the qualities of Hatha. What is the quality of sun is heat. Just check your right nostril, everybody. Right nostril, you can feel heat. Check your left nostril, you will feel the coolness. Am I wrong?
On a comparative stage, huh? On
Compare.
a comparative stage with the left, you have to compare with the right.
This is always proportionate and comparative.
Consider night and day, night and afternoon. Okay, night, afternoon, evening also for this comparison. Don't take it hypothetically.
Yeah, because see, there is a Swara Yoga where your nostrils is completely related to the lunar cycle. On one day starts with the right, and one day starts first 3 days starts with the right of the lunar cycle, and other 3 days starts with the left. By checking that, you can say whether a person is healthy or not. If you are in the place of right, left is activated, then okay, it's not in the balanced state. What are the issues? You can simply note it down.
When
And
the body, 1 minute, Abhinav. When the body is healthy, when you do Anulom Vilom, what is the result you get? What is the result? If the body is healthy, if your respiratory system is functioning properly, Gopinathan, what is the result on Anulom Vilom, on Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama?
Your balance the parasympathetic nervous system, becoming more calm and composed you become.
And sympathetic nervous system?
Sympathetic nervous.
This equidistant between the right and the nostril, where the imbalance is there. Balancing takes place. Balancing takes place. The equality of the exhalation takes place proportionately after doing post Anulom Vilom. You check your Anulom Vilom before. Certain which is the nostril operating, left or right. Okay. Do 5 rounds of Anulom Vilom with Jalandharban and Udyanban. Not simple Anulom Vilom, and see that you will balance 100%. Sorry, Abhinav, sorry.
yeah, no. And see, whatever Menon sir said, Anulom Vilom, if you see any of Kumbhakas, in Hatha Yoga, Pranayama is called as Kumbhaka, means always we do with the retention. Anulom Vilom, generally some people called as Nadi Shodhana, Nadi Shuddhi, right? Means with Kumbhakas we do. And never this what you called as Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shuddhi, Nadi Shodhana is mentioned in the Kumbhakas. Because they mentioned it as a cleaning of the cleansing technique. Before the Kumbhakas, you have to do this Nadi Shuddhi. When you activate this, When both is balanced, then you are eligible to do. When the third channel is open, then only you are eligible to do kumbhakas. Otherwise, it should be in pranayam. No, why had kept pre? Because you have to balance both. Then you get eligibility to do the kumbhakas. Note this point. See, Hatha Yoga is designed to help us bring pairs of opposite together in our heart, body, and mind and body for the purpose of discovering something deeper about the nature of our existence. The term Hatha is wrongly understood as stubbornness or the persisting beyond one's limit. See, this is very in the bold letters. You can see the Hatha Yoga is wrongly understood by the people as stubbornness or persisting beyond one limit. If you see what we do in the name of this Hatha Yoga, we are doing vigorous workout. That is not actual, it is balancing. No guru will tell you to do vigorously beyond your limit. Sthira Sukham Asanam. So when that principle is not, we are not following the principle, then it is not called as asana. There are many misconceptions about yoga. Who has to do yoga, Hatha Yoga only? There is one sloka. Yuva Vruddho Ativruddho Vyadigrasto. Okay. So what we do, we make children also to do yoga. But where is there is children, Balya anywhere? Nobody, no text they mentioned about the kids. Yuva means who is in teens. Vruddho, Ativruddho, Vyadigrasto. Everybody can do yoga, but not the children. There is a scientific explanation for it. See, it's beyond the subject, but it is very important. This is there in Hatha Yoga only. Whatever the sloka I told you, it is there in Hatha Yoga only. If you see, for a child, there are more than 300 bones. As per Shiva Puranam and Garbhopanishad, there are 360 bones. And the modern medicine says there are about 300 bones. And in an adult, there are only 206 bones. Then where is 300, 360 and where is 206? What happened to these bones? These bones will fuse in very simple. And there is a state called ossification, means the fusing of the bones. In children, that is not happened. So if anything happens, it will be a permanent deformation. They can play, they can do simple movements, but any vigorous stretching is not recommended for children. We are damaging his body lifelong. And not do anything beyond the limits. These all are the misconceptions of Hatha Yoga. It is a form of yoga which is more physically oriented. In Hatha Yoga, the term Hatha is symbolically used, that is to balance. It is a system begins with the purification process. See, why we say it is more physically oriented? Because if you see purification techniques, because if you see 200, that 2 to 4 century BC, people don't have that much of toxins in the body because their food habits, lifestyle is very good. And only yogis, only the saints, sannyasis used to do yoga. But when you come to the Smatwaram 15th century, he has mentioned Dautir Bastani, Tradakam, Daulikam, Tada, Kapalava, Shetkarmani Samasate. Means he has mentioned about Dautir, Basti, Neti, Trataka, Nauli, Kapalabati. And if you come to the 17th or 18th century, that 17th century Gerenda Sanhita, see the discussion is with the king. In Dauti is mentioned full of Vasara, Yutsara, Agnisara, or Vainisara, Vaishkruta, Danda Dauti, Vastra Dauti, Vamana Dauti. In Kapalabhati also Vatsara, Vatkrama, Yutkrama, Seetkrama. So why he has mentioned? Because how the king's food will be. So if the king food, they say you used to eat like a king, they used to eat heavy, the toxins might be more. So you have to understand the difference. And it is more of by physical cleansing than asanas. Here in Hatha Yoga, different texts mention different asanas. One text mentioned 15, 132, 184. According to one text, there are 84 lakhs of asanas because it related to the creatures, number of creatures on the earth. And 4, 2, 3, 10, Vasishanita, there are 10. Okay. And Kumbhakas, he only mentioned about Reshaka Pura Kumbhaka and Kevali Kumbhaka in Patanjali. Here, it's mentioned Asta Kumbhaka, Nava Kumbhaka. That's why they say it's more physically oriented, but there is also everything in it. Pratyahara is there, Pranayama is there, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, different types of Dharana is there, Nadanusandan techniques are there. Everything is there. Why say that it's more physically? Because of mentioning of all this. Hatha Yoga Pradipika says, see, Akaraha Kirtiha Suryasya Takaraha Chandrasya Uchyate Surya Chandrama So Yogat Hatha Yoga Nigatyate. See, this is the sloka what is there in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Akara represents the Surya, Tha represents the Chandra, and the balancing of both is known as Hatha Yoga. They is saying Surya Swara, Chandra Swara. It's nothing but Chandra is Ida and Surya is Pingala. Hatha Yoga means the yoga to bring balance between the sun and the moon or the Pingala and the Ida. See, the Hastanga, Vinyasa, Iyengar, Power Yoga, Yin Yang, all these types of Hatha Yoga practices. See, these days we are familiar with all this, right? What is this? Ashtanga Yoga, Vinyasa Yoga, Iyengar Yoga, Power Yoga, Yin, Yang. Have you seen? All these are some types of Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga, the word Hatha means willful, willful or the forceful. It's not forceful actually. And it's not doing beyond the limits, but some people will say it's a willful or forceful. Means what? See, initially you have to stretch it beyond. See, if you can do for 10 seconds, little will with willpower and that you have to make it 20 seconds. That is fine. But doing, sorry, initially from 10 seconds to going it to 3 minutes is beyond the limits. Little force should be applied. Otherwise, we cannot do. We cannot progress. Hence, hence the Hatha Yoga sometimes understood as yoga, which involves tremendous willpower and the determination. What you need, you need tremendous willpower and the determination to do it. But the more appropriate meaning of Hatha Yoga comes from the two Bija mantras, Ha means sun, Ta means moon. Hatha Yoga is a balancing of these energy systems in one human being. The Hatha Yoga practices lead from body to the mind to the spirit. Okay. So why means to do these asanas, you need willpower and determination. That's why they say it's willful or forceful, but not we think the forceful. If you see somebody in Paschimottanasana, I have seen few people, you can do with the props, but I have seen few people, they come and sit on your back. If you are unable to touch your feet, they come and sit on the back. So that kind of thing is because it's Sirasukha. If not today, tomorrow you'll touch these feet. And there is no mandatory that if you touch, see the beauty of yoga is According to you, if you touch your knees also, it might be a perfect task. Somebody is there 120 kilos and is able to touch his knees in Paschimottanasana. That is enough for him because he's Stira and Sukha in that position. So that kind of practices is not recommended. It is against the principles of yoga. Hatha Yoga aims at balancing the two energy systems of the human body. The pranic energy and the mansic energy. The Ha Bija mantra represents the pranic, or you can make it as a physical energy. Ta is nothing but the mansic or the mental energy. The union of this is known as Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga adopts middle path, neither fasting nor overeating. Beautiful is that. What is a path? It is a middle path, neither fasting nor overeating. See, if you fast continuously, also not good. If you are overeating, is also not good. Any extremes is dangerous. If you see any reading in the body, you will have a limit. Particular to particular, there will be a range. Anything above the range is also bad. Anything below the range is also bad. Right? And anything, it's moderate. You can see even if you overwork also, it's bad. If you do, it's less also bad. We have moderate diet. In the
We are coming to Mitahar. Subsequently, we are coming to this is a general concept we are making aware. Yeah.
So Mitahara, if you see Bhagavad Gita, one beautiful sloka, Yukta Ahara Viharasya Yukta Chestasya Karmatu Yukta Sapnava Bodhasya Yogo Bhavati Dukkha. What is the one of the definition of yoga according to Gita is Yogo Bhavati Dukkha. Means yoga is a destroyer of sorrows. When Yukta means moderate. Yukta Ahara Viharasya, who is moderate in the food and activities. Yukta Ahara Viharasya Yukta Chestasya Karmasu, who is moderate in actions and rest. Yukta Sapna Bodhasya, who is moderate in sleep and wakefulness. For those people only, yoga will destroy the sorrows. He's saying always middle path is the best. They are following the middle path, neither fasting nor overeating, neither indolence or the desperation, neither introvertedness and extrovert, neither introvert nor extrovert. See, being too introvert is also a problem. Being too extrovert is also a problem. Neither over utterance nor utter neglect the rules and the regulation. Means following rules very strictly or not at all following. So not being very extremes, always being in the path of middle. Then what happens? If you are moderate, then the balance comes. What balance? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Understood? When yukta ahara viharasya, when you are moderate, in what? Yoga karmasu kausalam. You can relate. Everything you can relate. Once you understand, you can relate. Then what happens? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Balance. Equanimity is yoga. The theme of the Hatha Yoga practices can be said to be Kundalini awakening to the Pranayama practice. What is saying? The main theme is to activate Kundalini through Pranayama practice.
One more thought had come immediately. Bhagavad Gita, all 18 chapters, word yoga is there. You are supposed to declare what is 9th chapter, what is 9th chapter, what is 10th chapter, what is Bhakti Yoga. So these questions are likely to come. Yeah, sorry, yeah, proceed.
Yeah. Because if you see, it starts with Arjuna Vishada Yogam, Sankhya Yogam, you have Bhakti Yogam, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Everything ends with yoga. So very, very important. See, prana, the main theme is to activate the Kundalini energy. In simple, we have to say whatever the potential energy we have, converting it to the kinetic energy. That is a Kundalini process. The pranayama practices accomplished by the bandhas and the mudras lead to the highest state of consciousness, to the awakening of the Kundalini. What he says, without bandhas, mudras, and kumbhakas, the pranayama is incomplete. If you do kumbhaka, it's really good. When this bandhas and mudras added to it, you can see miracles. Then highest state of consciousness you can lead. Mudam dadati anandam iti mudra. There are many mudras which help you to redirect the energies. The importance of Hatha Yoga. Like the house protecting one from the heat and sun, the Hatha Yogi protects his practitioners from the burning heat of the three tapas. And similarly, it is supporting a tortoise as its way for those who are constantly devoted to the practice of Hatha Yoga. A yogi desirable success should keep the knowledge of Hatha Yoga secret, for it being potent by concealing and impotent by exposing. Whether seer, whether young, old, or too young, sick, yuva,
वृद्धोपि वृद्धो वा व्याधितो दुर्बलोपि वा अभ्यासात् सिद्धिमाप्नोति सर्वयोग ततन्द्रितः.
once again tell me. What is saying? Yuva, vruddho, ati vruddho, vyadigrasto. Means whether. See, whether young, old, too old, sick, or lean. See, why I am saying is it. One who discards laziness gets success if he practices yoga. But they never mention about kids. What we do 5 years, 6 years kids, we join them in yoga or any other practices. So it's not recommended as per the text. You can see they start with young. Yuva means from 13. From 13 you can do. Why? Because they have that much of what I can say, anatomical knowledge in such a way. They have to know what is this ossification process, what happens to a kid up to 12, 13 years. They get ossification done, the fusing of the bones. Then their bones get strong. Then they don't have any damage. And even forming of lungs, everything takes time. Generally, see, why if a baby is born, can they keep their neck straight? Did their cervical spine is formed immediate after the birth? There will be only a thoracic spine. And sacrum is also not completely fused. Until sacrum is completely fused, the baby cannot stand. If it is 20% fused, then you'll get the lower back curvature, then you get the curvature. When cervical is completely formed, then you can keep the head straight. Otherwise, if you keep, his head will fall. Until and unless this sacrum, if you see, first what we do is started rolling, then falling, then standing, then walking. This is a fusing of this sacrum bone, and then the lumbar spine is formed in between. This is what happens to the baby. Like there are mothers here, I think you might observe them very closely, the kids. But those days you might not have realized what is happening, why is taking this much of time. So it is a process of evolution. We have to understand. And if you want the process of evolution, I recommend you to go to Dashavatar. You can read what is Dashavatar. It is a process of evolution actually. Okay. Success comes to him who is engaged in the practices. How can one get success without practice? For by merely reading books on yoga, one can never get success. See, this is first chapter, 67th sloka. They have given in which sloka what is there. Important. Success cannot be attained by adopting the particular dress, Vesha. It cannot be gained by telling tales. Practice alone is a means of success. This is true. There is no doubt. Here, I could remember a very good story. One person is there. You want to learn swimming. So how you get swimming? If you get into the water, if you dip, you'll go into the water, you'll get swimming. If you read how to swim in 30 days, will you get swimming? After reading book for how to get in 30 days, immediately if you throw him into the water, can he swim? So if he practices on the terrace how to swim, can he swim? The same thing is saying is if you want to get success, you have to practice. By Vesha or by reading yoga books, you cannot get, because it's a practical, it's a sadhana. You may read books to understand the right methods, but you, you have to do sadhana.
One interpretation is there, or great Yogacharya Sadashiv Nimbalkar, who expired recently at the age of 96, was a very good practitioner. His statement is, because I was very much attached to him, your tons of knowledge is useless unless and until you practice. Your practice makes you perfect. That is the importance of yoga. Your knowledge may be tremendous, you may be good in Upanishads and all, but this will not be a success. Okay, carry on.
Asana, various kumbhakas and other divine means, all should be practiced in the practice of Hatha Yoga till the fruits of Raja Yoga is obtained. When? Up to when you have to practice? Fruits of Raja Yoga has to come, not Hatha Yoga. Because this is the ladder. Once you get the ladder, there is a Raja Yoga. You have to complete Raja Yoga. Then, see, if you want to meditate. So how many minutes? At least 45 to 1 minutes to 1 hour you want to meditate. So at least without movement, you have to sit for 1 hour in a Sthira Sukha position. For that, you have to do definitely asanas. Why pranayama should be done only after getting perfection in asanas is because if you are doing kumbhaka, they have mentioned 80 kumbhakas in one book. So at least you have to sit for hours without moving. How can you sit? Your physical body is not fit. How can you sit when you don't have strength in your body? That's why asanas is very important. When you get perfection in asanas, then that body will help you to get perfection in pranayama. When you get perfection in pranayama, all your energy channels will be cleansed. Then it will help you to lead you to dharana. It is a procedure. See, misconceptions is there. So that we will see in the next class. Sir.